Welcome in on this beautiful Tuesday, everybody. My name is Dan C. Bearded. I am the co-host of this live stream, which is known as the Doctor's Orders, and this is on the Dr. Nick's YouTube channel. If you guys are watching now or in the future, please consider subscribing. Please hit that thumbs up on your way in. And if you're live, we would love to see you involved in the chat. If you're watching on replay, drop a comment. So many of you do every single week, and we respond to every single one of those. It does mean a lot to us that you guys come back, even if it doesn't fit your schedule. And if you are watching, let us know what's going on. Are you at work? Are you on lunch break? Are you at home, retired, vacation? Let us know. I know some people, with it being election day, had different situations today, such as my kids don't have school, and so they're around and doing their thing. But yeah, but they're good. It's actually wonderful. It's been really, really good. And so yeah, like, subscribe, and it would mean the world to us if you shared this out, especially a beard-related company, a beard-related channel in No Shave November. Who knows who it could catch, and you might help out their beard journey. You never know on that one. Nick, Matt, did you get the talent list? So Nick and I are actually, without planning, we are wearing the same shirt, and I was going to text you yesterday, but Nick and I talk marketing all the time, and this company, we really like them, but my goodness, it's about a text message a day, and I'm about to unsubscribe, and I don't even want to, but they're making me with how much they're sending me these ads.
So I did not get one just now, and it's because they're texting you about their Black Friday sale, I'm guessing, right?
Let's see what this one was.
Because I made a Black Friday purchase, so they're probably leaving me alone now.
Yep, it is.
I bought my way out of that problem.
Okay, so they're retargeting me because I didn't interact with it.
To be fair, though, that's accurate. That's an accurate funnel they got working there. I mean, you know, they're texting the guy who hasn't made a 40% off purchase, and they're leaving the guy who has a loan. Like that. That means pixels are all firing, right? You got their pushbacks all working. This is good. You know, it's a well-oiled machine over there.
100%. And for anybody that is new and you just heard this gentleman with the beard not next to me speak, and you're like, that guy sounds intelligent. He must be important. Who is he? Well, that's the Nick in the name Dr. Nick's. This is his company with the beautiful Jillian Phelps in the chat, who happens to be his wife, who happens to be a person who's formulating the products and shipping, receiving, managing, and so many other things, graphics and photos and just the swag and vibe of the company. Shout out to Jill. But Nick of Mr. Dr. Nick's, I know how your morning's been, but let the people know, how was the morning, and then how are you doing currently?
Oh man, you know, I'm doing pretty good. Like what? We're on hour 9 of my day, and it's 1 o'clock. So that tells you, you know, a little bit about. No, wait, hold on a minute. Am I exaggerating there? 4 a.m. till now, 6 hours from 6 to noon, 7, 8, and that's 9 hours. That's 9 hours and 4 minutes right there.
Yeah.
So, no, long day so far. It's
6 hours to 10 a.m., 8 hours to noon, 9 to now. Yep. Yeah,
exactly right. Yep. That's what I always do with time too. I just draw a line across the clock to the other number, right? It's just kind of what you do.
Yeah.
Like if it's like 2 o'clock, it's like boom, 6 hours, 8. I know that. You know what I mean? It's like it's not just but not the simple math part of it, everybody. It's, you know, Nick knows 6 plus 2 is not that impressive, but yeah, it's I always do it with the shape. I never do it on the numbers. My brain always goes to like picturing a clock face, looking at 4 and then drawing a line to 10.
Yeah,
weird.
Have to
imagine that's what most people do.
Yeah.
And so
pie chart math.
You know what though, it's been a productive day. It's been good. I'm not delirious yet, so that's both fun and disappointing for you guys. But I think we got some good stuff coming. We got a bunch done on the website today. We got a ton done with some new products. We got a bunch of stuff done on the marketing front of things. We got a bunch of new videos edited up from our friend over in the UK working with us to edit some videos. So just all sorts of kind of just good productive stuff across social media, against platform, across product, some stuff down in production. Jill's killing it downstairs between labeling, bottling. We got a whole bunch of shower products that just came in. She's going through a bunch of other stuff. So it's like we kind of have a just firing on all cylinders sort of a day. And Jack has no school today. Our son Jack has no school today. So we're keeping him busy along the way, and he thankfully is out hanging out at the skate park for a little bit.
I was just gonna ask. It has to be
busy.
Has to be a skate park day.
Oh yeah. We wanted to hold off a little bit though. We didn't want to let him shoot down there first thing in the morning like he wanted to, because then by 3:00 everything's all annoying to him, and he's had 4 arguments, and there's 2 kids waiting to beat him up. You know what I mean? So it's
in the thick of your day.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yep.
That's when the arguments happen. It's right when I'm on my second to last meeting, so I'm really wanting to get done with it.
Yep. Same for us, Joe. Windy but nice out. There's sun and it's in the 50s, so we'll take that all day in the Michigan fall.
Yeah, man.
Love it. And also, you guys will hear it here first. Nothing has been noted publicly or anything to make their lives busier and hopefully crazier. Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Dancy Bearded YouTube channel, Dr. Nix is the feature of Command's Corner. So if you guys tune into that live stream, it will be all about Dr. Nix on Monday with a deal, with giveaways, and then featuring some new stuff, which we're actually going to drop in just a second here so we can get it at the beginning of the show so anybody watches on replay can get all the information they need. But mark it down. I know a lot of you go regardless, but it's extra special for this community specifically on this YouTube channel to be featured on Monday. And as always, you guys are, like Ryan here, you guys are the best marketing that they could ever have by just simply sharing your honest experiences. Never would I want anyone to exaggerate. Never would Nick want anyone to tell something that isn't true. Just simply share on Monday your best experience, your best thoughts with Dr. Nix. And so show out in the middle of No Shave November and kind of bringing it. So I'm excited for Monday, man.
Oh, I'm pumped. It's going to be a good one. I mean, they're always such good events for us just because we get to see everybody and hear all the awesome feedback. And we get to see the back and forth between people who have, experienced our products and people who haven't. So that's always cool too.
Yeah.
Because you guys always show up in force, which is always nice. It's like the Dr. Nix militia rolling into Command's Corner. Yeah,
right. And that's cool. Ryan, our guy who's been a fan of my channel for a long time and a massive fan of Dr. Nix, specifically the holiday scents, Yule Tree, which he's happy they're back. And he said he's thankful for the time change, and it's lined up with his prep hour. So he gets to be here for the show during his prep at school. As a teacher, if you have something like this to look forward to in the middle of your day during prep, there's no better feeling. So that's super cool, Ryan.
Dude, that's awesome. I love that lined up. That's super cool.
That is. Yeah, that is absolutely fantastic. Now,
Chris,
I think we drop right now what is out, Nick, and then we'll see where the show kind of takes us. But just so we can capture people in the first 10 minutes that are curious about this title of Root, Rise, and Maintain Beard Growth System launch. What the heck? We haven't even hinted at this. We haven't talked about this. There's been nothing on socials building this. This seems out of nowhere. So, Nick, what is it? What's going on? And then we'll kind of expand from there.
Yeah, sounds good. We have the Root and Rise is what we're now focusing on from a beard growth and just overall beard follicle and hair health line. So what we've done is we've created a multi-step beard growth process that contains 2 products. And if you want to layer on a third, we have a bundle that lets you do that. The core of the Root and Rise system is these 2 products. It is Root and Rise Step 1 and Step 2. And you can see here we got Root and Rise. Step 1 is, I got it on the right side, it flips everything. So who knows? It's probably backwards. So we have Step 1 is follicle repair, and Step 2 is a growth stimulator. Now, you might say to yourself, you guys already have a growth stimulator. Well, it's going away.
Throw it. No, just kidding.
Oh man, can you imagine Beardy?
That's an ad.
Be like, Nick, Oh God, I can hear it now. So there, this is being retired, and it is now the old growth stimulator is now the step 2 in our root and rise system, and you can tell by the color that it is a akin to the similar ingredients. But we'll go all through that in a minute. But what you'll find on the website right now is you'll find step 1 and step 2 available individually, and you can buy them either one there. And then you'll find a bundle that has all 3 of these products together here. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah. So there we have the step 1, step 2, and peppermint rosemary, just regular old peppermint rosemary beard oil. So why all this commotion? What is all of this? There's something that happens when you have clogged follicles in your beard. You have damaged hair follicles. You have other stuff going on. It's hard to get a targeted, thinner, nourishing, something that's able to penetrate the skin and get into the follicle and help repair it and help just give it the nutrients that it needs to give it its best fighting chance at life, right? Now, there's an ingredient out there that does that really well, and it's called African moringa oil. So moringa oil is what is in step 1. So step 1 has moringa oil in it that is specifically meant for your hair follicle. Now, you're probably saying, so how do I use these things together? Like what step 1, step 2, does it go in same night, different nights? What's it do? So we all hear about the kind of concept of your skin and your body in general building up tolerances to things, right? And getting used to stuff. The bioavailability stops. You get blockages towards things. Your immune system starts fighting things off. All sorts of things happen when you use the same product for too long. That's why it's good to rotate products, right? We talk about that quite a bit. This has that concept built into it. Step 1, you use it at night, every night for 30 days. You then switch to step 2, and you use this every night for 30 days. And then you switch back to step 1. Now, the whole time, you can choose to layer on peppermint rosemary beard oil throughout the day as your daytime beard oil, because peppermint rosemary, as we know, right, good for hair follicles in general, good for hair growth. So what you end up with here is a full multi-step system with a bundle. It's a 3-step system where you have step 1, step 2 for PM, 30 days on, 30 days off, and then the daytime oil with the peppermint rosemary beard oil. And then, of course, the core of the system, you can, of course, get either one of these 2 individually on the website, step 1 and step 2. There's probably going to be a bundle here coming out in November as well. That's probably the in-between bundle where it's just the 2 of these, bundled together potentially. We're not sure. The point is, with the root, rise, and maintain bundle, each one of these is $30 individually, right? So if you look at this, if you got 30, and you got the regular 25 for the peppermint rosemary beard oil, that's $85. We have that on the website. It's probably going to stay this way for quite a bit. If you buy all 3, you get it for $60. So the bundle for the root, rise, and maintain kind of 3-step 1, 2, 3 punch is $65 or $70 on the website. It's $85 value, $70 on the website.
Yes, sir. And yep, it's right on here, guys, if you want to check it out. And it has all of the information for the steps. It has obviously the price. It has the ingredients and everything right on here. And so in the chat, guys, Eric had a question, and then he said, guess I should ask. No, please ask your questions. What are you wondering? What do you want to know more about? We have this live stream to literally have long form transparency. We want to help you have less transparency in your beard, more transparency with your understanding of the products, and drop your comments on the in the chat or in the comments afterwards if you are not watching live. And Nick, whoever would like to be able to help you guys out and answer these questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's look at 2 things real quick here. So a question that you might have is, how does step 2 compare to the old growth stimulator, right? And so let's read through ingredients real quick here between the 2 of them. Let's start with the old growth stimulator. The first ingredient was beardy oil, right? So the first ingredient was beardy oil. Then we had rice bran oil, castor oil, and our essential oil blends, right? Now, with step 2 of root and rise, castor is the first ingredient, then rice bran oil, then marula, then beardy. And you're saying, if these things are in order, what's up with the reduction of beardy content? Well, we value your feedback. And although everyone loved the growth stimulator because of how it worked, right? Everyone loved the results. There was always the sticking point of, yeah, but it's orange, and it's really orange, right? It's beta carotene in there. So we set out through a journey of chemistry dissection, of figuring out what the actual critical mass point is for the viability of beardy oil on your skin. So after doing some of that to figure out, like, what is that point of attrition where you add more beardy in the formulation and it's not beneficial, right? Like, when do you get the benefit, and then at what percentage do you just discard the extra beardy, right? So we think we figured that out pretty well. And the good news now is it is the last ingredient in the oil profile, so it is far less staining. It has much less tint. It's much less of it's lighter, but it's also way less dense. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but you can see like my finger moving behind the label of step 2, and not so much on, you see, like right here. Like, you can see through this guy here. You can't see through this one. So although same color, it's a lot less pigmented. So you're going to get a lot less discoloration of the skin and everything else. So the way that you use it, of course, is still apply directly to the area and then rub it in really good. I mean, just rub it in until you don't see it anymore. That's what I do. It's like, I don't even like leaving a film of it. Like, you can't tell that I have anything orange on my skin by the time I leave the bathroom. Like, I don't walk out with like an orange coating on the side of my face and go lay on a white pillow and expect it to not transfer, right? You want to get the dropper, get it through the hair of your beard to your skin, apply it directly to the skin, rub it in really, really, really good. And that's that's your nighttime routine, right? And it's 30 days on with this guy, 30 days off with this guy. And so the reason that we have 2 is there was no way to get the bioavailability between the 2 oils to really mesh. There was no way to get moringa and beardy to work inside of the same oil and actually provide the benefit. And so when you look at it came down to either offering 2 different products, one that was going to be basically focused on skin and repairing the skin, and one that was focused on repairing the hair and helping to nourish the hair and feed the root of the hair. And well, it's just what it ended up coming down to. It ended up with 2 formulations, and it was too good not to make both of them, because in order to, we feel like we were addressing one side of the problem. And in doing so, we were getting awesome results. Like, you look at like Dan B and some of these other guys in here that have like visible necklines and visible chin, visible soul patch. And
Phil in the chat.
That is, yeah, Phil in the chat here. Like, he's never had issues with the coloring, which is awesome to hear. But there's, we've had great feedback on it. But I feel like those results would have come quicker had we had something that was nourishing and clarifying for the follicle. Now, I'll point something out. When I tested the growth stimulator early on and we were first making it, I religiously use beard wash every single day, and I use face wash every single day, right? So results may vary if you're not clearing your pores every single day.
Right.
That might be why I had such accelerated results, and why some of you guys had accelerated results over other people. We're trying to figure out, like, what was the difference. And we do think people's shower routines could vastly impact and provide a pretty big variance. So if we have 2 oils and you use them consistently at night to help the hair follicle and actually revitalize it, and then focus on helping the hair grow and stimulate the growth of the hair, you really are tackling both sides of the problem. And it's far more effective.
Yeah. Nope. Spot on. spot on. And Phil has had some great results with the growth stem already, but he's excited to come back. And this is something anybody can use too. It doesn't need to be somebody. I've tested it. Nick has tested it. It doesn't need to be just because of your lack of growth in an area or weak spots. This can be used just to make your beard stronger. It can be used as a great beard oil on its own. And it's just like a little, for me, it's just like a little peace of mind where I'm like, okay, I'm still firing on all growth cylinders, making sure we're on the same page. And yeah, I really enjoy it. And the smell is one of my favorites in the world. So that helps out as well.
All three of them are peppermint rosemary. Like, you really can't beat that, but like, if you look out there at the other stuff, and I could see Root and Rise expanding, right? I could see the Root and Rise kind of, product line inside of Dr. Nick's. I could see it growing, no pun intended, to include more products, and specifically in the shower product space. If you look at products like Nioxin that are out there, like hair growth shampoos, like that's really popular. In the men's care world, it's a pretty popular, it's a hair thickening system out there. They all do multi-step processes, and it's for that exact same reason. They wake up the follicle, they nourish the hair. And so you look at the shampoo side of things, the shower could really start giving an impact. And there's no reason why some of these mechanisms couldn't work on the scalp just as well as they do on the face. So keep your eye open. I mean, I see multiple things coming down the road here with Root and Rise, and continuing that name across multiple things.
Yeah, it just simply makes sense. It just makes sense. And eyebrows is a huge area for women when they are looking to fill them in, to grow them. And so this is one thing that would be a fantastic option for sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's and especially Mom, we're gonna send some things down, but you're really gonna like this moringa oil. The consistency of the oil itself, I just know for a fact, is something that you're really gonna like.
Yeah,
it's silky. You know what else is really interesting? Is that moringa? It's an antioxidizer for your skin. It's one of the oils that can actually act as a if you put it on your tattoos, it can actually help make your black ink not oxidize as much. Like, I just put it on a couple of the plus, like the little plus signs on my hand here. Like, look how it's like way darker over here than it is over here.
Yeah.
It's just
interesting.
It's kind of cool. And if you use, and so, I mean, I do see down the road too, Jill and I were talking about doing something with a body oil and making sure that we'd use tattoo specific ingredients in there to kind of help out that oxidation problem. And that is one of those ingredients. So expect more things coming with moringa in it as well.
Yeah. And moringa, I might be confusing it with another one. Is that the tree of life is the nickname of it?
Oh, is that it?
I believe so.
Oh, I'm looking it up now though. No, miracle tree.
Miracle tree. Okay.
Yeah. And it says here, also known as the tree of life or miracle tree. Which is native to Ethiopia and West Kenya.
Yeah, that is. It's exactly that. So interesting.
I heard the miracle tree one. I didn't know that they were actually like calling it tree of life. And it has a ton of other stuff. They make I was reading about what different things they manufacture from that one tree. And it's something like 180 something different compounds get made.
Oh yeah.
That one botanical.
Yep. They use it for everything. I think that's why they call it the tree of life, is they use it for everything, like all aspects of life.
And I guess one of the things I was reading about it when I was when Jill first introduced it was that they use it for another reason they call it tree of life. I guess they use it for water filtration. They make filters out of it. Over in Ethiopia and Kenya for fresh water out of still water areas. It gets rid of bacteria and microbes.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm cool with putting that on my face.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
I think there's some great benefits to to the moringa. It's pricey, right? But it's definitely worth it. I mean, it's some good stuff. And I think when you look at the bundle price across something that people already really like anyway with the peppermint rosemary oil, you look at $85 down to $70. it's like a $15 discount. So you're essentially getting, it's the same. It's very similar to just buying 3 regular beard oils. It's $10 more. It's, it's $5 more. Sorry, rather. It's not bad at all.
And Nate, no, you did not miss part 2 of what business owners want you to know. This, that is tabled. We will come back to that. That is a Scout's Honor promise to you, Nate. And so just know that is coming. This just all kind of came together. Nick had a couple of moving variables and wasn't sure exactly when this was going to launch. And when I say it launched today, an hour ago, it launched today, an hour ago. So it just worked out perfectly to drop on stream. Perfectly.
It did. And Nate, based on your interest, I feel like there's almost something that you'd like to throw into the mix there. Like if you had something you want to throw in the mix there, either, next week, throw it in the chat or shoot it over to us ahead of time. Give me some time to noodle on it too. And I'd be happy to throw it in the mix.
Yeah. Feel free to shoot me a message, Nate.
An interesting perspective.
Let's hit some questions here. And then if you guys have more questions, please put them in the chat at any time. And I want to start with one here and give my take on it and then see where you go, Nick. John says, I wash my beard in the morning, or should you wash before using it? So great question. So Nick talked about the benefits of cleaning the follicle before treating it. This, John, if this is something that would be a priority of yours and you're like, I really want to see some growth in these areas, that's a fantastic question. I would just simply shift your washing to night if possible. If it's not possible, if you're not using wax products during the day, it's probably not the biggest deal to thoroughly rinse before putting it on at night. But in an ideal situation, I would say instead of washing in the morning, wash at night and then see how that works for you, or just really rinse it well. I do not recommend washing twice a day, especially if you're trying to focus on growth. Eventually that's going to add up and you're going to start just breaking down the follicle itself, but also the fibers of the hair. So one or the other, but maybe give it a shot and see how your routine adjusts if you wash at night. Thoughts, Nick?
I mean, absolutely. I'm one of those people. So that's a good advice. And if you gave it to me, I wouldn't be able, I don't know what I'd do with it. I think because I have a problem where there's something about, I don't know that I could switch washing to nighttime. So
I'm morning too.
Yeah. I'm a morning person. So but then again, I don't use any wax products, right? I don't use, and
you could switch. Yeah.
If I do, if I've been doing my mustache sometimes now, if I put something in my mustache or if I use any beard balm, I do shower at night. And I don't wash. I don't use a wash again. I just go straight
rinse.
Water.
Yeah.
And you know what I find out? If I don't use conditioner, I do need to end the shower with some cold water on my face. I can't get out of the shower with hot water on my face unless I used wash and conditioner. Yeah. For some reason, my face gets irritated if I get out with hot water. So I'll do if I wash in the morning and then I shower at night, I'll go straight, just normal warm water shower. And then at the end, I'll use cold water to kind of just rinse my face and down out through my beard.
You should every shower. We last night, one of my this or that questions was about a cold rinse, finishing the shower, of course.
I know. Yeah, go figure. Yep. And so no, everyone, this isn't a thing where I secretly say oh really, I didn't watch that one. I genuinely did not watch last night's corner. I was working on the release here today, so I was very focused. But no, I couldn't do it. And you know what's so weird? I couldn't do it for the longest time. I couldn't do a cold rinse. And
it's not fun.
Just in the past year, I've started finding them refreshing. I don't know what 42 did, but all of a sudden I'm waking up between 4:30 and 5 every day with no alarm clock. And I can do cold rinses in the showers now. So I think I'm officially old. That's what it is. It's full on fully officially old.
Yeah, I do them, but it's my get something difficult done early in your day philosophy where I take it as a challenge and I'm I will conquer this and we actually talked about it last night for a while because in the South, especially in the summer, their water doesn't get cold out of the faucet or out of the shower. And that's so wild to me. I've never experienced that being up in Michigan. My water gets cold.
Oh yeah. It feels cold. When you live in Tampa for 5 years, when you turn your tap water on and don't use any hot water, it feels cold because you're not used to cold water, right? Like you had,
Right.
but it's just like when I was down south and in Florida and like the water, it run out of hot water in the shower or something like that. I had no clue what I was in store for with real cold water up in the Northeast. That's for sure.
It's cold, like cold. So yeah, Willie tried it. So yeah, we full discussed it last night. That's so funny.
Dude,
he
that's
said,
hilarious.
"Def not fun."
I couldn't do it for the longest time. Like I don't like cold water in general. Like cold
Yeah,
water.
I know that about you.
Oh yeah, I'll just be super brutally honest. There's no other way to put it. The cold water pisses me off. It just does. and it's just one of those things, man. It just causes like this instant reaction inside of me of just anger. And like I have no idea what it is. Like I went to this cold plunge and like everyone's like, "Oh man, it's going to be great. You do the sauna and then the ice plunge and like it feels like you get new blood put back in your body. Like it feels fantastic." It did not feel fantastic. There was no part of that felt fantastic. It didn't feel fantastic before, during, or after.
Yep. Nope. I hear you. And yeah, G Squared said he has to cold rinse and gave me a shout out for the info. Phil says it's not fun, but the results are worth it. It's so good.
It is.
Not only for your styling, but for the health of your skin, the health of your hair. And then I brought this up last night. They have real studies correlating mental health improvement with finishing your shower with a cold rinse.
So, like I say, it's been introduced now over the past, I'd say 6 months. And I've been doing it, I'd say like 1 out of 4. I've been doing pretty good.
Okay. All right.
But I think I got to creep up there a little more because the mornings that I do it, I definitely have a little more energy.
Yeah.
Like early afternoon time. Like I don't notice the slump in the early afternoon as much. Like I don't get like it's not so peak and valley-ish. I get like more of a consistent energy throughout the day.
I agree. In G Squared, this is right where my head is at. Best way to start the day. It's tough, but it's great. Once you get through it, you're like, all right, I can take on the day now. And that's literally where my mind goes. I'm like, all right, check off the list. I did something complicated or difficult already. Let's keep it going. Now let me go make the bed. Literally made the bed this morning after the cold rinse. So it's like, I just let those habits just build on each other.
Yeah, it feels good when you got little ones too, that you can just tell yourself, like, those little things where like, if you don't do it, you kind of quietly eat yourself up about it later, but like
everything. That's my whole life, Nick. Like even when I can't do it, it still eats. I have stuff on my to-do list looking at me right now that is killing me. I text Nick, I was super bummed that I had to eat lunch today. I was working, I was on a roll, and then I saw I had this show in about 20 minutes, and I was like, oh, I haven't eaten yet today. I have not consumed anything other than water. And so I probably should, and it made me mad because I didn't want to stop. It was like something that I probably could have just gotten done before the show. But then I was like, but then I'm not going to eat till 2:30, and I have time after the show. So Nick and I are probably going to talk for a long time. And so I'm like, I got to eat. And so I ate something real quick, and it made me mad.
Dude, I have that same problem when I'm really into something. I don't like basic bodily functions getting in my way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to get up and go to the bathroom if I'm right in the middle of a good flow state somewhere. And Jill and I talk about this all the damn time. Like sometimes we just wish that our food came in the form of like vanilla paste in a tube.
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like some days we just don't want to deal with food. We don't want to deal with cooking it. We don't want to deal with buying it. We don't want to deal with cooking it, eating it, cleaning up after it. Nothing. We're just like, can we just not today? Like,
please. Please.
But no,
all right.
Every day for the rest of your life, all of us will figure out what
so weird. I don't like thinking about that too much. But questions, keep them coming, you guys. We got 2 that are kind of related, and we'll see kind of how you can take this, Nick. So Phil says, and I'll read both of them. Phil says, so this system's like a stripping wash, breakdown, but also regrowth and healing after the breakdown. And then I'll read the second one, which will kind of piggyback more about step 1, the idea of repairing. So I'll start real quick. Phil, I don't think that there's any aspect that this system breaks anything down. It's not like attacking the follicle or like aggressively going after stuff that's on it. You could say the recommendation of washing before would kind of be that concept, but it's not the idea of repairing doesn't mean that this product is doing anything that needs to be repaired. The repairing is just kind of natural and from life. But with that said, Nick, they get the growth stem oil from before. Now it's just kind of redone in his step 2.
Mhm.
But what about step 1 is different? Why the need to add this additional step, even if it's stuff you've covered, just to kind of package it? Because I think it's a really good question to be, what is step 1 offering if we have step 2 that is going to be doing the stimulating? What's the repair? Why the repair? Anything that you have for their beard growth.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do real quick, let me just read the 2 excerpts here on the 2 oils that are the biggest difference. All right. Because we got Beardy in one and we got Moringa in the other.
Yes.
And that's Beardy in step 2 that you guys are used to, Moringa in the new step 1. So let's just cover real quick the the high level benefit. So if you look on the website, basically here with Moringa oil, is it feeds the follicles with antioxidants and it strengthens the hair at the root and adds a soft, natural shine. So what's that doing for us? It's the ability for Moringa to actually deliver antioxidants, which are fantastic for a bunch of parts of your immune system, the breakdown of skin, the rebuilding of tissue, and everything else. As we all know, won't go into the benefits of antioxidants in the skin, but Moringa has the unique ability to deliver it to the follicle. And I think there's only like 2 or 3 other mechanisms out there that actually effectively deliver things to the hair follicle without just sitting really on top of it. There's anything that's this thick, it just has a propensity to get in there, and it's well known for being able to do it. Now, if you look at Beardy oil, it's vitamin A rich nourishment that revitalizes the skin, improves elasticity, and supports new growth. So what we're doing is, if you think about the surface of the skin, step 1 is really caring for everything that's underneath the surface of the visible skin. Like that first layer of that external layer of skin, you start getting down in to where your hair follicle lives. Think of the benefit really being there. And then, of course, since it is beneficial to the hair follicle, it's beneficial to the hair root, which anything that's good for the root is good for the hair and makes your hair nice and shiny. So while repairing under the surface, it also adds some superficial cosmetic benefit. Now, if you look at Beardy, it's everything from the skin up, right? Vitamin A, retinol, all the things that your skin needs. If you think, and this was my logic, so everyone here can call me crazy. The whole world can, for all I care, because I still think I'm right. And that is, if you, for example, if you got your hair follicle to push out just coarse hair right away, right? Imagine if you could just send a signal to one of your hair follicles or a group of them in your beard and make them push out thick, healthy facial hair, right? If your skin around that hair follicle had not been experiencing the sensation of having big, thick, coarse hair sitting there beating up on it all day, that skin's probably going to get irritated, right? So my thought was, what if we did something that for a month created some new activity beneath the surface of the skin, and then for a month cared for the skin that's going to be facilitating that new growth, and then repeat the process again, right? And that really is what we should clip that right there. Just throw it on the website. That right there, the logic behind how we got here, I think, is the most powerful way to actually get my thoughts into your head. Is that work beneath the surface, encourage the new growth, then take care of the skin that's supporting the new growth, and all while doing that using beard oil throughout the day that has ingredients that are known for thousands of years to produce really good results growing hair, right? So if you take that kind of, I guess, you look at it, what's it getting you? In the short answer, that the traditional growth stimulator that is now step 2, what's it giving you that's not? It's giving you the beneath the surface benefit targeted to the hair follicle, whereas opposed to hoping that antioxidants and vitamin A got their way down into the follicle through the surface of the skin from Beardy, this is using the Moringa is guaranteeing that result, and guaranteeing that result will happen independent of anything else.
There you go.
So I think that's really, and that's the long and the short of it. That's kind of how we got here and where we are once we did.
Yeah, and then Jill had a great comment if you want to read this one out. It's a 2-part one, but I'll feed you.
Yeah. So Moringa oil, the follicle feeder. Moringa is loaded with vitamin A, zinc, and oleic acid. All nutrients that your hair follicles adore. Vitamin A keeps skin cell turnover healthy so the follicles don't get clogged with dead cells. And zinc supports keratin production, which strengthens beard hair. So, you look at what that's doing again with zinc, being able to fortify with vitamin A. And one of the things that makes a huge difference is that oleic acid, right? That's one of those things you really don't want to sleep on that in the content. I mean, everything we use, we obviously focus pretty heavy on that in the beard world, right? Like I think Dan probably's got a cheat sheet somewhere of like oleic acid, density and saturation levels in different carrier oils, I'm sure.
Yep.
But
Nate does too.
So it's like there's anything you can do to get those things down into your skin, especially if you're experiencing a patchy area or something because of damage or trauma to the area into the skin. Oleic acid is really going to help with that scar tissue reduction, and it's going to help bolster the skin health just overall.
Yeah. And Nate brings up a really good point here. He says there was a study done with minoxidil and emu oil as a delivery system to the skin. The science there for other industries, it's just up to us to do some translations. And that is the fact of the matter. People will often criticize this stuff and say, but where are your studies? And we'll show, and they're like, that's not a beard. And I said, well, yeah, you're correct, but there are 0 studies in the history of the world on actual beard growth and anything that works, because these large, and I'm talking large, like billion-dollar companies, don't see the money return in the beard world yet. Well, these companies are not billion-dollar companies. They're not even million-dollar companies yet. So they are actually able to focus on that beard growth, knowing this is not right now a billion-dollar product, right? And that's a huge benefit to you guys. And the studies are there, and the studies are so compelling because there are several individual ingredients in this line that have had direct studies against minoxidil. One of them, they used sweet almond oil as the carrier, and they tried a bunch of different things. And the 2 best performing active ingredients for hair growth, now it was on mice and it was on men's head hair in India. True, yeah, absolutely, I'll give you that. But it was minoxidil and peppermint essential oil that had the best results. And peppermint essential oil by itself beat minoxidil. Like,
can you believe that? That's what blows me away.
By itself. And we're talking about adding in better carriers than sweet almond oil. We're talking about adding in other supporting actors, maybe even stars, right? You just read off moringa and beardy oil. That's not even saying, you haven't even really talked about peppermint essential oil. No. And all of these things come together. And so for people to say it's snake oil, for people to say you're just selling stuff, it's crazy because the science exists and all the individual pieces are better than minoxidil. When you put them together with logic and purpose, whoo, the results actually are real, like real.
Oh, absolutely. Like we didn't just like everything we do, we don't do this in a vacuum, right? And we don't talk about it much on stream because we talk about deodorant quite a bit on the stream, right?
Right. We answer your guys' questions.
Yeah, we're getting there. Is now we, the reason we made this though is people kept sending us feedback saying that the growth stimulator is great. I'm getting great results, but could I do X, Y, and Z to help the skin underneath? Or what could I use to get the best delivery of peppermint essential oil into the skin if I wanted to use it more often than just at nighttime? Or, you know what I mean? Like there's so many questions from people coming in about, especially this time of year, about how to grow, how to get more density, how to grow faster, right? That's another big thing too. So we definitely didn't do it in a vacuum like most things, but yeah, you're right. And so I mentioned something a second ago about trauma to the area and your hair follicle not growing because of maybe things that have happened,
dormant hair follicles
on your face, right?
Yep.
And they're dormant because they've pulled the groundhog. They were like, nope, and went back to sleep. And
you guys, like an example of that is it could be literally when you were 8 years old, your 10-year-old brother hit you with a plastic bat on the side of your face, and it physically traumatized those hair follicles, and they went in and retreated. Or it could be you were 17 years old and you're on the high school swim team, but they messed up the pool chemicals and the chlorine was 3 times the level to the point where many of the guys on the team started to get chemical burns on their arm because the chlorine was so messed up. That could be another example. Maybe you spent every summer out in a horrible community pool that was in the sun with the chlorine. You didn't bathe properly because you were a kid. Your parents didn't know because they were working 2 jobs and busy as can be. That can cause dormant hair follicles. And when we say that, they really are hiding beneath the surface, and something can go in and wake them up. Now, if there's no hair follicle, it's not going to work. You can apply this to your forehead every night for the rest of your life, and you're likely not going to grow new hair out of your forehead, right? Because there's no follicle there. But the dormant hair follicles is a thing. It's real. We've seen results. We've seen this happen. And we're not even going to acknowledge really the side that's going to be like, oh, this is fake stuff, because it doesn't matter, right? Those people aren't going to listen anyway. And so be it. And there's no guarantee. There's no promise. There's no like, you will have a new beard and look like Nick within 30 days. But the science is there. And the results from you guys are there. And one of the, I think, upsides of having a fan-based community, a lifestyle community, a company that's based on actual people is you're going to hear from them, right? Yeah. Nick's not going to put out a product where Phil and Eric and Walter and these people are going to try it. They're going to tell him if it doesn't work, and he's gotten to know you guys. And so, the stuff, there really is science behind it, and there really is an ability to make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So one of the interesting studies I just found, I was looking as we were talking, and like moringa oil for like you just said, the trauma issue is the whole purpose of like microderm rollers and all of that stuff, right, is to just get rid of that top layer of skin so that things can get down into the hair follicle and have less resistance to get out and to stimulate the area and all that stuff, right? It's
to reactivate collagen. Yeah.
Right. Collagen. That's the key, is to get it to be able to repair your skin. So moringa, it says right here, moringa oil may help with scar. I looked to see if it helps with scar tissue, because that's obviously a pretty common problem of patchiness. And it helps with scar tissue by supporting wound healing, reducing inflammation, and promoting collagen production, which can lead to reduction in scarring and better skin repair. So it's another huge benefit that didn't even really mention, is that like you look at what derma rollers are meant to do, which is increase collagen production by healing your skin and removing a layer and building it back with all the right pieces, right? Yep. Here's an oil. Step 1 has got that right in it. You're going to be producing, you can give your skin the best possible chance it has to produce collagen. That's for sure.
And that's actually where derma rollers came from. Is it was made to repair actual scars. So when people had scars, they converted a tattoo machine. At that time, it was called a tattoo gun. Don't say that. The internet will bite your head off, even though I was citing the historical reference. It's a tattoo machine. And they were seeing if they could do that same concept of activate the collagen to repair the scars. And they were like, no, it didn't really work for that, but why do I have hair growing out of my elbow now? What the heck? And so that's where the derma roller concept came from.
Well, we all know this from the tattoo machine, from watching The Craft when we were all, watching witchy movies back around Halloween. It's like, clearly, if you did your homework.
And great questions, you guys. Great questions. Couple more here. One from Eric. How much per application do you use each bottle to last 30 days? Do you use it like a beard oil or spot treatment? Great question, Eric.
Awesome question. Spot treatment. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So what you want to do, the way I use it is I get the pipette and I actually stick the pipette through my beard hair right to my face. So if you depending on your length, the goal is to get the pipette kind of 45-degree angle against your skin, and you just sort of apply it in a line to that area and then rub it in really good. And that's the same for step 1 or step 2. And you're probably going to say, it's regular beard oil is 25. These are both 30. How come? 1, ingredients are expensive.
So expensive.
2, these don't just last a month, right? If you get this root, if you get both of them, you get the root and rise together, and you get the step 1 and step 2 together. You figure if you spot treat with 1, this will probably get you through 3 months of applications. So if you get 2 bottles, that's about 6 months worth of applications, right? You're going to be, and that's for, if I was using it here and here, you're not using a full pipette typically, right? You're usually rubbing some in you're getting a good amount on there and to cover it, but that's not, for me, that's not a full pipette. I don't have that much skin on my face, you know? So anyway, I think what you end up with is probably 4 to 6 months, which means you get 2 to 3 months from each bottle, right? So you got 30 days, and then you probably go through that cycle 2 or 3 times.
Perfect. And mileage will vary. Use and preference will vary. You can use it, again, spot treatment. You can use it like a beard oil. It's entirely up to you guys. But yeah, Nick's general advice is going to be what I think most people follow.
That's it.
Yep. I just thought of I just thought of a ad hook for the future. Did your brother hit you in the face when you were 8 years old with a baseball bat? What the heck? I'm stopping for that ad. You know, I'm seeing what that's about.
That's so good.
That is so good.
That's fantastic.
And then great question from Jason here. Any downside to doing the opposite, the part 1 or part 2 in the morning instead of night?
No. So the only downside I'd say to that, Jason, is so like with your length of beard, I don't think there'd be a problem, right? If you have really short facial hair, I think, and you have really light skin, you could probably get some discoloration from step 2. You know, if throughout the day, but like, for example, I used it earlier today before the stream, just because I wanted to check this particular bottle that I was taking photos of, and I wanted to check it out. And I have it on my cheeks and in my beard now. Actually, here's a great example. I have it on my eyebrows right now. Nothing.
His eyebrows used to be orange too. It actually reversed them.
Right. Crazy. So no, because I'm super self-conscious about like eyebrow density. I feel like that's one of the things that made my dad look old before he was even that old, is that like just like he had like the thick in the center, but like nothing here on the outside kind of eyebrows going on.
Oh.
So I use this on my eyebrows like crazy. Every time I use it on my beard, I use it on my eyebrows.
See, I won't even let my eyebrows look at them. I have to trim my eyebrows like every 3 or 4 days. I got god dang caterpillars up there.
You could, yeah. Yep. Those are definitely, we're making him self-conscious now. No one talk about Dan's eyebrows. All right. It's not nice.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. No, great question.
No, I think that's a great question. So, I mean, like, in Jason, you could prefer it, and there could be others that prefer it, right? They're like, especially if you're using the same scent. I had some people tell me that they wanted to use it at night because they don't like using peppermint rosemary scented beard oil during the day. So then they want to use, a different scent during the day. And so that way they use this at night, they shower, and then they can use whatever they want, right? So
yeah, absolutely. And Jill brings up a good point here. Part 2 isn't supposed to be in like direct sunlight if we're being the most safe of all time and covering ourselves and making sure we're good. Beardy's beta content can cause photosensitivity in certain cases. Now, some of you have heard of situations like this with certain essential oils such as lime and bergamot and other citrus ones. It's not on that level of seriousness, but it is a valid point here. And the only other little tidbit I will add is most of our beard growth, not most, a more majority of our beard growth happens at night as compared to the day when we talk about like per minute, per hour. And so if you are targeting it, night is recommended. But if you're like, dude, it just doesn't fit my lifestyle, my routine, I think you're fine. Yeah.
Yep. Do it up.
Awesome.
Oh man. And Phil, that absolutely sounds like it's interesting because you say you've falling off of viscosity rotation. So like you move between some light and some medium and some heavy oils. And interesting. So
so let me hit this real quick.
Yeah,
so I love this. So Phil, I know Phil myself. And so I believe he fell in love with a company and their scents, and they have a thicker blend. And I see the trends of consumers when they fall in love with a company, they go all in. It's all they want to do. I have been the biggest proponent of rotating. And I genuinely believe whether you have a gray, a black, a blonde, brown, red, any color beard, any density, any length, it is beneficial to rotate through different, at least viscosities. Because of this whole conversation we had today, Nick said the difference with step 1 is it's penetrating deeper to the follicle. And then step 2 is more so about the skin and the hair, right? Follicles below the skin. This is why I say that. People will criticize, say, oh, you're just trying to sell price. I don't care if you buy it all from one of my affiliates or if you spread it out through other affiliates. It's the same to me. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to help your beard. And this is that reason. If you are only wearing thick oil, I personally believe you're not penetrating down to the follicle enough. You're not getting into the different layers of skin enough. I also believe if you're only using thin, you're not sealing and coating and nourishing on the outside enough. And the beauty is a full rotation. Now, something, and again, this is not me bringing this up. This is Philip here. Something like a 3-pack that has 3 different viscosities and 3 different purposes literally will avoid on its own that plateau effect, where the beard oil would be the thinnest. And then I would say would you say step 1 is thinner than step 2?
You know, interestingly enough, barely, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's close, but I do think it is a little bit.
I'll show you guys.
Yep. And to be fair, viscosity doesn't always tell the full penetration story, even though it's a wild sentence to say, but it does not tell that full story. And so Phil, what he's saying here is, hey man, I went to a thicker one and I feel like my beard has fallen off since he hasn't been rotating, and it thinned out because it's not getting down and massaging the follicle. It's not getting down and treating it below the skin. This absolutely would be your answer to that, or rotate in a thin oil, right? There's so many benefits to this. And so just something to consider. This is a real example from a person that was not prompted. We didn't say anything about rotating. We didn't say anything about having to get these different ones. Phil brought this up. It really is real, and I'm so glad he shared that. And Phil, the beauty of a beard, especially with one like yours, is it's so resilient. It will bounce back. You already have new hairs growing in there, and I promise it's going to be better than ever. So super interesting observation.
Yeah, that's really interesting. That just kind of shows the benefit, right?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And Leo says, I've been going with thicker on my oils. And Leo, that's awesome. You know your beard very well. You're super intelligent, and you'll figure it out. I will say, as someone who has the zoomed out benefit of looking back 9 years now on this industry, looking back at making content for 7.5 and having so many people message me on a daily basis about their results, there are some things that feel so right in the now, but it takes a little bit of time to realize the difference. And I think that's what Phil was hitting on. I guarantee he loved his beard while he was going thick oil, the smell, the styling. But then when he zooms out a few months later, he's like, oh, dude, my beard is shedding more. My beard is thinning out more. Sometimes time is the greatest teacher. And I don't know if you'll experience that. I'm not saying you will. But I will say there's a lot of people that say, hey, I've gone full thick and my beard loves it, until it doesn't. You know, right. Or people that will tell me, dude, I use head hair shampoo. My beard never has a problem. Until it does. Right. And so that's a great observation. Do what works for you. But Phil, I'm glad you brought up that point. Yep.
You know what's funny is, so like we joke around a lot and say that like the products here are based on just my preferences, and well, they are. And that's okay. But I can't use thick oil like this. So like if
me either.
Even to these guys, if I used these as my only oil in the morning, I would have a dry beard at night. And it's crazy to think, because these things are crazy nourishing. Yep. My beard, in my skin, for whatever reason, I don't know why. This could have been one of the reasons why I didn't have good luck with other products before we made our own, is I need a medium to light beard oil. And
me too.
You know, and it's just strange. Like if I do nothing but thick oil for a week, I will have red spots, I'll have flakes, and I'll have a dry beard.
And my beard doesn't style. And I'll give you guys an example that most can relate to. Another company who I'm very close with, the owner, just saw him on Sunday night, literally took a picture and everything down in Ohio, is Ardius Man. All natural. All Essential Oils. Fan-freaking-tastic company. They've been crushing it for a long time. When I first used it, I told them, like, guys, I love your website. I love you as humans. I love your scents. There's so much about this company I love. Your oil just doesn't work for me, and I have to tell people that. And they were like, cool. Kudos to them. They're like, how about we make a thin oil? You come up with the carrier. You come up with the scent. You do the ratios and everything. And they listened. It's nothing about quality. It's nothing about the company. I just can't use straight up thick oils. They just don't work for me. And so, yeah, spot on for me as well, dude. And Phil, we're glad you had that epiphany and showed it on stream. Really cool. And then real quick, Michael says, how often should you rotate ideally? It is different for everybody. I personally like to rotate daily. It's something that I enjoy. But that could even be rotating between morning and night. If you did this system and you had a beard oil in the morning and you had step 1 or 2 at night, I promise you there will be no aspect of plateau effect. You are super addressing that. So there's no one size fits all, but yeah, there's a lot. And Leo says, I've been doing this for months. My beard is straighter and the hairs are thicker. Not sure about density. I'll keep an eye out for change. Yeah. Straighter isn't any indication of health, just as an awareness. It could be for styling though. Only thing I will say is, Leo, and I don't want to worry you, but hairs becoming more straighter without using any kind of heat can be an indication of health changing. Oftentimes the curliness or the spiralness of hairs is an indication of health. So just something to keep in the back of your mind, as that's not always a good sign. Yeah, it's the hair relaxing. Exactly. That's why they say straightening your hair all the time isn't good, because relaxing your hair too much can cause dryness. One of the things that I've noticed with mine, Leo, is that if I go camping, or if I go somewhere where I'm not using like my normal routine and I'm not going through my normal stuff, my beard gets puffy and straight. It gets like, it's like this weird, like, it's like almost frizzy and then thin at the bottom. Yep. Curl to it. Yep. I get the same thing. I get the same thing. So it's interesting. And again, guys, I genuinely mean there are exceptions to every rule. When we talk about any of this stuff, it is not, you must do this. This is what you have to do kind of thing. So, just kind of keep that in mind as we go through. And he said straight frizzy hairs with heat could be a factor of ions. Yeah, ions play a big part too. I'm learning. I don't know enough about ions yet. But the ions, when you have something like a straightener, they do go with the opposite charge and they help diffuse and stuff. So yes, there is real. I used to think that was a gimmick until I learned and acquired more knowledge, but there is real to the ions. Same. Yep. It's pretty cool. All right, guys. I wish we could keep going. I wish we could keep going.
I have no clue.
Yep. So I don't know where the hour went, but we're overtime right now. It is out. It is live. Message Dr. Nix on Instagram if you guys have any questions. Yeah, Jill says, whoa, it's 2. It's past 2. It's crazy. Back to work. Yeah. And so the root, rise, and maintain growth system, if you know somebody that ends up enjoying No Shave November and they want to keep going, but maybe they're a little bit discouraged with their growth, and I'm not talking about an 18-year-old. This is not marketed towards young kids that are just developing their beard, but somebody who's in his 30s, somebody who's definitely in their 40s, 50s, 60s. If they're frustrated with their growth, this could be something that gives them a shot. Worst case scenario is you are giving them a great quality product that's helping them. So yes. All right, guys. Nick, I just want to say bye to everybody. We'll see you here Tuesday next week. Any final words for you, my friend?
Oh man, I'm gonna go just like Jill said. I'm back to work. Go crank it out. But hey, if you were looking to re-up growth stimulator and you needed to try, give the 1-2 system a shot. Give Root and Rise a try. I think you'll really like it. And keep an eye out for more bundles and other stuff that's going to include it. And keep your eye out for more Root and Rise stuff coming out to help grow that hair.
Absolutely. And Brewer, Mr. Michael, thank you for the reminder. Perfect send off here. And perfectly said. You guys have a doctor's appointment Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Dan C. Bearded YouTube channel.